Inviting. Skill set number 2, inviting. I'm going to give you some gold. If you're ready for some gold, be ready to write this down, because once you've started a conversation, what do you do with it? How do you turn it into a business conversation? How do you turn it into a customer conversation? I'm going to give you one of my favorite. We already talked about this, all business conversation. You have a quantity problem. Here's one of my favorites of all time. Have you ever started your own business? You're in conversation back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Hey, I'm just curious. Have you ever started your own business? Have you ever gone into business for yourself? Let me tell you why this is an amazing question. One of the best I have for you. Because no matter what they say, you have a solution. So, let's say they say, yes, I have started my own business. Then you can say, how's it going? How many of you have started your own business outside of Herbalife? Raise your hands. How's it going? Some are like, it's not going anymore. It's terrible. It's hard. Really, it's hard. Working for yourself, being your own boss is hard, huh? Why is it hard? Well, the real estate and the people and the inventory and the regulations and the economy and advertising and marketing and accounting and software, and the list goes on. It's so hard. Wow, I'm sorry. Let me ask you a question. If there was a situation where all of that hard stuff was taken care of, and all you had to do was connect people to a product that mattered, and somebody else took care of all of that hard stuff, and you could still work for yourself, would you be open to going into business for yourself again? Pretty good question, right? So let's say, let's take it a different tree. How many of you started your own business? Have you started your own business? They say yes. How's it going? They say, great. I love it. Fantastic. How many locations do you have? Oh, I only have the one. Why only one? If it's going great, why don't you have 2 or 3 or 4? Oh, because, I don't have enough time or people or energy or money or... So you're telling me you're successful as a business owner, but you only have the one place. If you had more, you'd make more money, right? You could figure that out? Yeah. Well, what if there was a way to take your entrepreneurial skills and chops and to be able to have multiple locations being handled without you having to manage all of that? If that was real and you believed it, would you be willing to at least explore it with me? I think the answer is yes. What if they say, how's it going? They say, have you started your own business? They say yes. How's it going? Great. How many? Fantastic. How many locations do you have? I have 3. Really? How many countries are they in? Oh, just the one country. Why just the one country? It's a big world. Why wouldn't you, if it's successful, why wouldn't you want to have one in 95 countries, for example? Wouldn't that be better? Especially if you didn't have to babysit it. Imagine if you could have a business that could be global, all the stuff's taken care of, you didn't have to have a huge investment infrastructure, and you could grow it with your leadership and all the hassle parts of the business are taken care of, and you don't have to mortgage your entire life in order to be able to do it. If I could show you, I know it sounds like a fairy tale, but if I could show you that that was actually real, would you be willing to at least explore it? Even if it's a non-conventional way to build a global business, would you be willing to look at it? You're an entrepreneur. Answer for most of those people is going to be yes. So those are the three different yeses. Yes, it's going terrible or it's out of business. Yes, but it hasn't expanded. It's doing well, but it hasn't expanded. Yes, it's doing well, but it's not international. Now, no, I haven't started my own business. Why not? Why haven't you decided to go to work for yourself? Why haven't you decided to be your own boss? Those of you speaking English up here, give me some answers. Why not? Why haven't you started your own business? Huh? It's too risky? Don't have the time? Don't have the money? I don't have a good idea? I need to take care of my family? I've got a baby? I don't have the flexibility, right? All the whole long list. I'm too old. I'm too young. Nobody take me seriously. Whatever. Whatever their answer is, ask more questions until you get it all, and say, listen, business ownership is not for everybody, but if I could show you a way to be able to go into business for yourself that was flexible with your time, very low financial output to be able to get it started. You don't have to have a lot of skills, a lot of support provided, a lot of training provided. You're going to have to make up your lack of investment. You're going to have to make up for in hard work, in work ethic. But there's an incredible community that will be there to support you along the way. If I could show you that that existed, that that was real, that business ownership could actually work for you, because most people give up on this idea by about age 30, and they just take a job. If I could show you that that was real, would you be willing to look at it? And I love throwing in, even if it's a non-conventional idea. This is not a normal thing. This is out of the ordinary. You've got to be willing to be visionary enough to be able to take a look. But if you are, let's jump on a Zoom. Let me show it to you. Let me introduce you to somebody else. Let me get you on a Zoom where an expert is sharing the information. Let me invite you to an event. Let me show you how it works in the local community. This question, here's what I would plead for all of you, please. Every single one of your prospects, eventually get to this question. Get into conversation, and when the time is right, ask this question. They've either said yes, they're either going to answer yes, and there's going to be limitations, or there's going to be no, and there's going to be limitations, and you have an answer to the yeses and the nos. And all you want to do, believe me, most people did not grow up wanting to be an employee. Most people wanted to be in charge of their own life, call their own shots. If they believed you, and our job is what? Education and understanding. We start a conversation. We pivot to this question. This is not all the pivots. I'm going to give you more. I'll give you more after lunch, okay? But this is one of my favorites because it leads people to a business mindset. And if they say that they have always wanted to be a business owner, it's very difficult for them to say, no, I don't want to hear more about it. Very difficult. So conversation, 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 and then, hey, Can I ask you a question? I've been enjoying our conversation. I'm just curious. Have you ever started your own business? And then wherever they go, you have a solution for them. We're here to help blind people see. We're here to educate the ignorant. We're here to let people know that there is a better way, that there's a better life, that they don't have to live with the restrictions, that they don't have to be part of the cattle that's around the world, that's just doing as they're told, being part of the machine. They can take charge of their life. They can be owners of their life. That's what we do for a living. We give people that freedom, which is tremendous.